What do you think of my organic lawn right now? It's midsummer here in Maine. We've had a string of 80 or 90-degree days. So I've left the lawn tall on purpose, and you may note that. But you'll also see that it's nice and green. Now check out my neighbor's lawn over there. He insists on mowing it so low that it's all browned out. So if you leave the grass tall, it'll preserve the moisture and keep that green color that you're looking for. You may also notice that there's a lot of clover on this lawn. These plants right here, I've actually planted them there on purpose. I added clover seed to the lawn seed mix when I planted this lawn. Clover does some really special things. It traps nitrogen from the atmosphere in its own roots, so therefore the soil can use that nitrogen to grow the grass plants. It's called nitrogen fixation. I'd like you to watch something right now by my friend Roger Swain. He's my co-host on our HGTV television show.
I do love to see white clover in a lawn. The foliage is dark green and more drought resistant than the grass. And if you look very closely, you may be able to find a four-leaf clover. And we all know what good luck they are. Bees get nectar from the white flowers, and we in turn get pure clover honey from the bees. But the best part is what's underground. On the roots of the white clover are little nodules of bacteria, tiny fertilizer factories that are transforming atmospheric nitrogen into a form that the plants can use. There's no need to add synthetic nitrogen fertilizer to a lawn that's already rich in white clover. So why do we see so little white clover in American lawns today? White clover used to be a standard ingredient in every fine grass seed mix. 75 years ago, no one planted a new lawn without mixing a little white clover in with the grass seed. But shortly after World War II, chemists tinkering with molecules of poison gas came up with the first broadleaf herbicides. Chemicals that would kill broadleaf plants and not harm grass. Suddenly it was possible to have a lawn that consisted of nothing but pure grass. The O.M. Scotts & Sons Company was the first to market this herbicide to the public. They called it Scotts 4X. And the only problem with it was that it killed the white clover. It left great bare patches where the clover had been, that very same white clover that Scotts had been adding to its fine grass seed mixes for years. What are we going to do, the company said. Well, the answer was to make white clover a weed, or at least convince the public to think of it as a weed. In the late 1950s and the early 1960s was a series of carefully worded advertisements. Clover was first declared unnecessary, and then by the end it was made an out-and-out pest. Today, what was once an important part of every lawn is judged by most people to be a noxious weed. The essential nature of clover, of course, hasn't changed. You can still buy packages of pure white clover seed. And if you're planting a new lawn, mix 5% of the seed in with the grass seed as you sow. And if your lawn already has clover in it, rest assured, it's feeding itself. There are lots of good reasons not to use herbicide on a lawn. But being nice to the white clover